Hey everybody. Okay, so I did a thing today. I scheduled myself um 30 minutes earlier than I scheduled my guest. And that was on me. But since I do have this extra time, I thought I'd just jump on and hopefully some of you can come on with me before our esteemed guest comes on and just chat. There's been a lot going on, and there's always something to talk about. And if you don't go ahead and go live at a certain time on this software, you have to start over. And I don't want to start over. I'm not going to start over. So I'm going to maximize this time. I'm going to pivot and see what you all are up to. And if it's not a you all, it's just me for now, then I'll just share. I'll just share. So I'm just super excited that it's fall. Number one, I already got some fall decorations up, some pumpkins out. So has anybody else started with the fall thing? I love fall. I love today how it just, it's not 100,000 degrees. You can really get outside and enjoy it. But the 100,000 degrees, I got out and did what I had to do anyway. So I just love fall. It's something about the leaves changing colors and the slowness of everything. Things seem to move a lot slower in the fall time. And I just get excited about the holidays coming up. I get excited that I get another day. These days, I'm just excited that every day I wake up and I can get out of my bed and that I have a bed. So fall always brings me to gratitude. And let me tell you, our guest is coming on today. Oh my goodness. Please follow her on all social media. She's on a lot. She is a comedian, but let me tell you, she drops so much truth, so much knowledge about just a lot of different things. And she has this, I think it's something like the stay-at-home choir or something like that. We're going to talk about caregiving because, I just think caregivers need so much more support and recognition and celebration because caregiving is a whole nother thing, right? Because we're parents and we are used to taking care of our children, and then when you have to take care of your parents, or even if it's your spouse that you're having to take care of as an adult, adult taking care of another adult, and still having to balance everything else, it's a lot. It's a lot, right? You don't get to take anything else off your plate. You just keep adding to it. So that's another reason it's so important to acknowledge caregivers, to give them a break. If you can go and help them some kind of way, if you can take a meal to them, if you can, maybe do a doctor's appointment, not necessarily for them, with their loved one, maybe you can just go and be with them, right? It's something that we can do that I think I really love to see us do more of. And it really touches home. And I didn't even get it when my mother was doing it, but my mom remarried after my dad died. And so her husband had prostate cancer. And so she took care of him. And I had never seen my mom take care of somebody because, right, she took care of us. I felt like it was what she was supposed to do. She didn't get a ribbon for being a mom, being a wife, and being a daughter. But when I look back on it now, I'm like, wow, my mom was a caregiver and she never complained. She never lost composure with him or anything. She did everything because he, toward the end, it got really, really rough and tough. So my hat's off to everybody who is caregiving. I know several friends who are taking care of their mom and their dad, and a couple of them, their parents have dementia. So that's even more responsibility, right? That's kind of taxing. I can't even imagine what they go through every day, but my prayers are definitely up for them. And I just want us to do more. So I'm actually going to a conference next week on care for caregivers. I'm not a caregiver because I do help my mom a ton, but I'm not in the house with her. So I don't really consider that caregiving for her. And I take her on all her appointments and that kind of thing before I got. And then my son had to take care of me when I broke my leg. So I'm going to this conference. It's sponsored by AARP. I'm going to just glean everything I can It's out of state. So it's not in Memphis. So I got to travel. I'll be gone a while. But I want to go and see how, and if we're not doing anything like that in my area, I want to start doing something like that with AARP and with the Alzheimer's Association, because they do a lot when it comes to caregivers. I went to a play, Forget Me Not, last year in Atlanta with Garrett Davis TV. My publicist, Monica Renee, told me about it. And so we went. And let me tell you, it is mind blowing. You get to see it up close and personal, what a family was going through, is going through, has gone through. And the actors, let me tell you, honey, if you get a chance to see a play called Forget Me Not, and it's Garrett Davis TV, please, please, please go see it. The message will hit home with you. The level of craft that the actors have, the vocalists there, honey. Yeah. And I think it was a free ticket that we had, and I think it's a free play. But anyway, you'll hear more about that. So when Miss Etta Mae Mumphries comes on, you're going to love her. You're just going to love her. And I want you to tell everybody, put this on in your house. If you are taking care of somebody, let them watch this show. If any show that I've ever done is one where I would encourage you to turn it on so that whoever your loved one can watch it with you, because we're going to talk about caregiving. It's going to be hilarious. So laughter is, medicine to the soul. It is like so good for us to laugh and to smile and to have all these amazing, happy endorphins released into our system, right? So Miss Etta Mae Mumphries, she's been on here before. It's been a while. And let me tell you, she will not leave anything at this interview. She's going to leave it. She's not going to take anything with her. She's going to leave it all here for us to enjoy and to be inspired and encouraged. So go and like her pages now. She's on all social media. You can find her easily. Miss Etta Mae Mumphries. She's going to come on in the next, like I said, I had to come on early because I didn't want to lose my turn here. And I said 6 o'clock, so I didn't want to be too late coming on with you. So they gave me some extra time to say hello and to talk, and then we'll jump into the show when she signs on. So I actually have some more time that I can devote to my own little personal monologue here. I did a show earlier on osteoarthritis with Dr. Sherry. And did you know that you can get that some physical therapists are doctors of physical therapy? Did you know that? Yeah. So she is very, very knowledgeable, extremely knowledgeable. You could tell it seemed like it was personal for her. I did not ask her that question, but the information that she was sharing was so, it was amazing, because there are things, of course, go to your PT appointments, learn how to do this stuff the correct way before you start putting backpacks on and going to get a pound of sugar and flour and cans and stuff to help, loosen up your joints and your muscles. Learn the correct technique before you do it yourself. And I know some people are probably going to want to watch a YouTube video and think that's going to be enough, but that's not enough. There's a lot of things I do go on YouTube for, but physical therapy is not going to be, it's not going to be one of the things I do to learn how to. Now, I'm not even going to tell you a story. This broken leg thing, because I thought it was going to be 6 to 8 weeks and I was going to be fine. So I did watch a couple of YouTube people who were in physical therapy or indoor. They had broken their leg like mine, and they were talking about the rehabilitation and the therapy and all the things that helped them. Because I knew I wasn't ready to do it yet, so I was just entertaining myself. So I'm telling you, do not watch a YouTube video and say, hey, my joint pain, I have back problems and knee problems. I'm just going to watch a video, Loretta, and do physical therapy. Please don't do that. Go to your appointments and do your 3, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or whatever they're recommending. And then if you forget something, then you can use a YouTube video. Now, I use YouTube for everything. I call it YouTube University. So I do have somebody that I'm telling you, when you're friends with me, you just never know when you might be asked to And then Miss Etta Mae is going to come on too. But I want Monica to come on while I check with Miss Etta Mae. And she's going to come on. But I'm glad she could come on early too. But this is Monica. You hear me talking about Monica Renee a lot. So look, here she is. Hi, Monica. Thank you for joining.
Hello.
So
how are you today?
I'm fantastic. I was just doing my own little monologue because I wanted to jump on early, and then I see Miss Etta Mae is here. But I'm so glad you're on because you always have all the information. I was telling them about the play "Forget Me Not" and how it addresses.
Unforgettable.
Mm-hmm. So if you can just tell us about that play "Forget Me Not" and the relationship that's there, so that it helps, and it's sponsored by Alzheimer's Association.
Play is actually called Unforgettable.
Unforgettable. Okay.
Yes, it's called Unforgettable. And it is the journey of one family and how they deal with their aging mother going through dementia and what needs to be done and the question coming up of clinical trials and how to manage all of that and how to learn how to live in their world. And when I say their world, the person who actually has Alzheimer's or has been diagnosed with any form of dementia. So it is an absolutely wonderful production. It is free to the public. So if it comes to your town, and as a matter of fact, the Alzheimer's Association has agreed to continue the tour. So we have 10 cities on the list for 2024. So we're really, really excited about that.
Oh wow, I love that. And I'm telling you,
Films, they're really, really working this space and trying to help close that health disparity gap through the use of creative and visual arts. So yeah.
I love that. And it was, like I said, I would have paid good money to go see that. That production was everything, the talent, the storyline, how it moved, and you learned a lot too. And I know it was hard for a lot of people to watch who are currently in that kind of situation. It was hard for me to watch, and I'm not. So I can only imagine people, but then they understand that people are saying, I like that they see me. They're telling my story. It's not like I'm forgotten, right? That we know there's a huge population out there that are caregivers for whatever reason. And then there's even a large population of those who are caregiving for their parents or a loved one who has dementia or Alzheimer's. So hats off to Garrett Davis and his team. You all are doing a phenomenal job with that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So we look forward to seeing you hopefully soon. Who knows where we're going to pop up.
I know, but you know what? I'm going to, when you let me know, I'm letting them know.
Yes.
Yeah. So Donna says, I watched YouTube for recovery of my stroke. My mom had Alzheimer's, had dementia. So loving the show for so far. Thank you so much for that, Donna. I appreciate your support, and you're going to continue to love. So share this within your household. You know how we always say share, like, and subscribe, but I want people to share this with people who are in their household today, because Miss Etta Mae Mumphries, oh my goodness. And then it's going to be funny. It's probably going to be kind of sad too and heart touching, because we are going to delve into that caregiving piece, but she can be as funny as you need her to be. I promise you. And Monica, she has books, and she can be, and they can contact you to book her to come to events, especially this time of year. There's a lot going on. So what do you say about that, Monica?
Most certainly. They can reach out to me, or they can actually reach out on her website. She has a website, ettamaemumphries.com. So they can reach out that way, or they can either reach out to me, Monica Emery, at mremediaworks@gmail.com. So either way, we can make it happen to make your event special, and with the understanding that life is a journey and we must embrace it and all that comes with it. And it can indeed be joyful. And Etta Mae, Karen's alter ego, makes it definitely easier to journey along the way. So laughter heals. So, and she's right in there, with it.
I mean, it is scientifically proven that it does. And of course, the Bible tells us that it does. So I don't know what people are waiting on. Let's laugh more. Let's get this party started. So she's going to be on in just a couple of minutes or so. Miss Etta Mae Mumphries, let me tell you,
She's a hoot.
Oh, and the rest is history. I love it. I can't wait till she comes on.
Exactly.
She has signed in, so she's going to be coming on in a couple of minutes. So I'm so glad, Monica, first of all, that you were able to join me and that you were saying, okay, I can do this. I will send me the link, Loretta. I'm not going to leave you out there by yourself like that. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, that's what I do. I run interference and I jump off the bench when necessary.
And that you do. And I know that's not your go-to thing, but you did it for me today. And I sure do appreciate it. Because it was it was just on my team here. We just were booking so much and we're normally on at 6 o'clock. And now we had a 6:30 and I knew people were waiting. So I had to come on. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yes, most certainly. And get it done. That's what we do.
All right. So hopefully she knows we're ready for her so she can come back on and we will get this party started. Everybody, Monica, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
And I know, and put that information in the comments for me, her website and everything.
I will.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, I just want to do a drum roll. I truly want to do a drum roll. She's here. She's here. Miss Etta Mae Mumphries. Hi.
Miss Loretta McNary. How you been? Where you been? What's up?
Oh my goodness. I can't keep up with you. I just cannot keep up with you at all. I have to watch your videos and see what you're doing and where you are, and you're everywhere.
Oh, ever since I got my hurricane and my scooter and my walking shoes, my new Skechers, nobody can keep up with me. I'm on the road. I'm trekking. I'm doing everything. I've been working out. I've been pedaling. I got my hurricane, so I got to hurry up and get here, there, and everywhere. But I had to sit down and talk to you today, Miss McNair. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Honey, you know, this door is always open for you because I just want to jump in here because you have a lot going on. And so before we really get started on the tea, as they say, I want to make sure that everybody understands that you are also an author, you're an actress, you're comic veteran, you do this thing and you're available to come do some at their events, at their weddings, wherever they need you, you are available for that. Monica's going to put your website in there and they can also contact her. But tell me, what have you been up to? Tell me about your books. Let's go there. Let's start with those because you got 2 books, one coming out and one already out.
That's right. Oh, but let me stop you. Stop the presses. Because you know what? I saw beautiful Monica. I don't get to see Monica either. She way out there in New Orleans. And, you know, and now that the pandemic, what they call it, that we just got out of the pandemic.
The pandemic.
That's right. You said, thank you. I'll tell you, I can't get anything. But whatever that we went through, we made it through. But I haven't been able to see my girl, Monica. But there she is. So beautiful.
There she is.
Everybody needs a Monica.
I promise you.
And you're like, isn't that right? And she's
right.
Mary. In the Bible, you know, they talk, you can be either Mary or Martha. She's Mary, Martha, and Monica, all 3 M's. She's all the M&M's all put together, and she just be quietly just click, click, you want to do this? Click, click, you want to do this? And I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know I could do such a thing. But there she is. She's a Queen Esther for such a time as this. So I want to give her props. See, I got all these flowers around. Some people send me flowers, and I'm like, I ain't dead yet, but I know they want to give you flowers while you're here. So, Monica, I'm going to share some of these. I can't send them to you. Actually, they're not even real, but if you can smell them, they're beautiful. I'm giving to you over the miles, and I appreciate you so much. I just had to shout you out. And she reminded me about all the things I bought. This is one, Loretta. This is a book that I wrote.
Okay.
It's called And the Rest is History. And it's a pocket book to go in your pocketbook if you got one. And I don't know look at all these church fans. Do you know the pandemic happened? I don't know. I'm embarrassed. I went to church.
You've been collecting church fans.
Well, let me just tell you what had happened is I went back in February 22. I went to the church. It was warm, and I had this one, and I placed it in my just for the day and maybe a couple more, but I was going to take them back the next Sunday, and then they shut everything down. So I've been holding on to them ever since. But anyway, they come in handy because we have a heat wave out here, and you know how we get our own personal heat waves too. So
yes, ma'am. I didn't know what it meant until like a couple of years ago when that pandemic thing. Now I know what it means, honey, to have these private summer vacations.
That's right.
all by yourself. Okay, so that's one book. And how can we get that book?
Well, this one I'm self-publishing this one, so I guess Monica reminded me I could get it on Amazon, which I'm going to do. But it has you can go on my website on either KarenBankhead.com or Etta Mae Mumphries, one word.com, and it's mail order. So I have to make a trip to the post office, which is good because, like I said, I got my hurricane. I can get there, and but I'll send you one. I don't have too many because we sold out. I think we're going on our 4th printing. But what I like about this, I'm just going to toot my own horn. Toot, toot. This is it's just a cute little book. It's cute. It's petite. It's short and sweet like me. But it's all about, it has some stories. Some of the stories, I'm the Black Forrest Gump. So I tell some stories about some of the famous for Martin Luther King, Barack Obama, Billie Holiday, you name it, they're in this book. But and they tell a story, and it also has a little bit of a Bible verse or a message from the Bible, what God would tell us to do or not to do. So it's real quick. You can just open it up and see it, like one section called obedience, one section called faith. The Lord told me to write it short and sweet, so I did. But this is the one book. If you go on my website, you can order it, and I promise you, I'll even sign it for you. See, this one I signed for somebody, and he didn't even pick it up. But anyway, I'm going, Chris, I got your book. If you're watching Loretta's show, just let me know.
Chris, your book is autographed and ready to go out for you. Okay.
That's right. If you don't get it, I'm going to send it to somebody else. But the other book, and y'all was just talking like that play, the wonderful play, it came out here, the Miracle Theater in Los Angeles, and Monica was a big part of that. Unforgettable, because it brought me that song, Nat King Cole sang Unforgettable. When he wrote that song, I'm gonna tell you a little story about when I met Nat King Cole.
Yeah.
He was trying to, can I tell you, he was trying to write a song, and he said, you don't remember me. And I said, no, Nat King Cole, don't say, that's too many words. Just say unforgettable. And he wrote that song, He Never Looked Back. And the rest is history. You know that, Loretta. You know the song, Loretta. I know you do.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, and the rest is history.
What did he want to name it? And then you had to tell him.
Don't remember me. He wanted to sing that. And I said, no young lady's going to listen to you singing, you don't remember me. Make it one word, make it pretty. And he could sing already. Him and his daughter, beautiful Natalie. We miss them both. But he changed. He said, I'll just call it Unforgettable. Thank you, Etta Mae. And he wrote the song, He Never Looked Back. And the rest is history. So it's just like, that's right. Just like when I saw I'm so excited to be with you, Loretta. I'm losing my earrings. I tried to put them on before I got on because I knew I was going to be on you. Look how beautiful you look. See, you just looking so cool and calm and beautiful over there. But I had to get everything ready. But no, when I met Sammy Davis Jr., you know Sammy. He used to talk, and he told everybody he wanted to call himself. Sammy said he was so talented, he wanted to call himself the Magic Man. And I said, wait a minute, Sammy Davis Jr. I had to tell him at the time. I said, now, look, you are too talented for that. You can't be the Magic Man. And, I looked him in the eye, Loretta, in the good eye. And yes, I have to, well, it's just true. But anyway, I looked him in the eye and I said, wait a minute, you can't be the Magic Man. You're too sweet for that, Sammy Davis Jr. Call yourself the Candy Man and get to tapping. And do you know Sammy Davis Jr. got out there and chickity check and all that tap dancing and singing and everything he did. Who can take a sunrise? And he never looked back. And the rest is history.
And the rest is history.
Yes, that's right. So the Lord works in mysterious ways, and He'll use you if you let Him use your children. That's true.
Oh, honey, yes, He will. Ooh. Yeah. So, I thought, and I was telling everybody before you come in, because we can talk about so many things, and I want you to keep telling me about that book and the rest is history. But I know, especially what was you talking to Kirk Franklin. But I want to ask you, before you tell me about that conversation with Kirk Franklin. So you've been in a ton of stage productions and shows. And then I was telling them you're an actress and also a caregiver, and you have your own choir too.
They're on strike. Everybody out here in Hollywood is on strike, including my choir. They went
on strike.
Well, I give them fiddle faddle, I give them geritol, I give them fresh squeezed lemonade, and I give them breaks whenever they want to lay down. And yet they just decided, because all the actors went on strike, they decided they was going to demand other things, like they want a new recliner and they want credit on everything that I do, and they want to get monetized on TikTok. So I had to put them, but they're here. We have some new tracks coming out, but they're taking a break right now. They might be out there picketing on Hollywood Boulevard for all I know.
For all you know, they just did you like that after all you've done for them.
All the people don't appreciate. They get a big head, but that's why I appreciate you and Monica. And then the other book, like I do take care of my stay-at-home choir. That's the other book, and it's about caregiving. So just like Unforgettable, the wonderful stage play, it's called Welcome to Crazy Town, how to be an efficient and loving caregiver without losing your own ever-loving mind. That's what it is all about. And it's just a little bit of tidbits and the funny way of looking at all the crazy things that can happen regularly when you're trying to take some care of somebody who's going down that road of the doctor told me I might have a touch of I can't remember. Just a touch of dementia.
But you can't remember what he said, right?
I don't remember.
One of your videos I saw, and I thought that is so cute. And I'm going to jump back and forth because I know this can get heavy, and I'm going to come back and do some lighter stuff. But this has to be talked about because there are millions of people and families living with this. So you did one on the signs and symptoms of how do you know if you have? Can you talk about that?
Oh, yes. Well, I can talk about it personally and also from my own observations. But, little things, like just we all, like I take my ginkgo biloba and I get that with my Metamucil and a geritol chaser every day. So I don't, I'm doing fine. I made it through what we went through. I made it. Yeah, that's right. That thing. Yeah, you just never know. Like you might forget some things. You might get a little, like at night, the sundown, and that's very difficult. Like you get a little agitated, little repetitive behaviors. If you just don't, you just find yourself talking, don't remember, can't recall family members, things that you used to be able to do easily, even just physically. If you get tired, a lot easier. There's a whole bunch. You need to go on the what is it, Alzheimer's, that website, the thing, they can give you all that information. But the things, a lot of things can happen slowly. And the sad thing about it is once it's happening to you, you're not really that aware. You're just in it. And sometimes you kind of know, and then they do that thing. I talk about that in the book, like Robin and Batman, they wear a mask. Or then raccoons. I don't like raccoons, by the way. They get out there, they just like little gangsters running around at night. But they wear a mask, and they call it masking because they can. Your loved one could say, "Oh, hello." Let me see. I got my phone right here. They can be on the phone. I called one of my girlfriends. Like they got the phone. I got this. This phone does. This is my cell phone, but don't get very good reception. But I called my friend. I said, "How you doing, girlfriend?" And she said, "Oh, I'm fine. I have some friends over the house, so I have to let you go. I'll call you back later." And I found out that there wasn't nobody at the house. She was just trying to get off the phone because she couldn't remember who I was. And they call it masking. They pretend like everything's fine. They pretend like they paying the bills. They even sit at home in the dark for a few days before they tell you they need help paying the bills, So you got to keep an eye on your loved ones and watch for the signs.
Well, how would you know if they're just making it up and you don't know if it's true or not?
Well, you got to be, I love me some Murder, She Wrote. Jessica was a friend of mine, and Barnaby Jones and Perry Mason and all Starsky and Hutch, all those good detectives on the TV. You got to be a detective. You got to be like, you got to get in there and be like Matlock, and you got to go, "Okay, sweetheart, I'm coming to see you. Open that door." And you got to get in the house. And, one of my friends, she had a refrigerator full, but it was full of dishes. I said, "Now, honey, you got dishes in your refrigerator." And she said, "Oh, yes." And I said, "Well, honey, are you hungry?" And she could drive. She shouldn't have driven, but she could drive. She would drive to McDonald's all the time and pick up something because she was hungry, but she was confused about getting food. So you got to be like a detective. You got to get in there and look around, and you see signs. And sometimes they might come to church with their clothes inside out, and you just have to say, "Sweetheart, do you need some help?" And they're gonna say no. But the next time, maybe come knock on their door on Sunday morning and see what's going on, and help them get the stockings on or whatever. Tell their family. You got to be, they say, what do they say? Snitches get stitches. They say that on the streets. I don't believe that, but you got to be a snitch sometimes, and you might have to go with them to the doctor, or you might have to go to the next door neighbor, or say, call the children, come check on Granny, because she really is not doing so good. So that's how you just have to be kind of nosy. Be Mrs. Crackit if you have to, because it's all about love. And some
It
people,
is.
it's an illness, right? And if somebody was bleeding in front of you, you wouldn't just say, "Oh, I do believe you're bleeding." You said, "Lord have mercy, you're bleeding. Let me help you." So that's what you got to do when it comes down to you terrible dementia, Alzheimer's, people going down that road, because it's very confusing, literally, and it's also very gradual, and you got to be wise and just be helpful.
Yeah. So this is a hard question. I want to go back and make it light, but I want to ask this question because now you are a caregiver, right? And so what is it that you want to ask for assistance, or you just take it on, you got to do it yourself? Because I find that's what most caregivers, they just want to do it all themselves. So if you, how can someone help a caregiver?
Oh, Loretta, thank you for asking that. If you want to come over tomorrow, I would let you come help me out. Because, girl, help. I need help. I put out a lifeline that the Clark sisters threw out the lifeline. I could use some help. But yes, that I wrote about that in my book. It's like vacation, all I ever wanted. You have to, this is how I like to say it in the book. Like if you're on a plane, you're on an airplane and they come, if you got a little baby with you, they say, now, if anything's going to happen, Lord help us. But no, if the oxygen comes down, you take that mask and you put it on your face first and then put it on the person. Because if you conked out, they ain't going to get no help either. So when you're caregiving, you got to know your limits, because it's a stressful job. I don't know if you've ever done it, but it's like it's tiresome. You want to do a good job. It's the best job. I'm grateful for every moment that I get to care for my loved ones. I mean, the alternative, I don't want to think about it. So this is our season for this, and I'm appreciating it. But child, there are some days I need to go get my nails done and just sit back and just work on me and just let the rest happen. So you got to have some help. You can hire people. We have people come in 3 days a week to just hang out and help me do things around the house. So because you don't want to get burned out. You don't want to get so tired that you're good for nothing. So you definitely have to have a team, and you have to maybe hire some people or work with the family, do shifts. I knew one young lady, she had like the sisters, and one would have the mother, they lived in Chicago, so it was cold in the winter, so they would send mama over to Texas in the wintertime when it wasn't so cold, and then she come stay springtime and summer with the other sister in Chicago. It's fluid, you don't know exact plan, but you got to have a plan.
So what is like I said, I know it's a lot, and we don't like to say it's caregiving if it's our child, if it's our spouse, if it's our mom and our dad, because we feel like that's our obligation or our responsibility. However, it is caregiving. It is when you have to not take anything else off your plate and you got other stuff coming on your plate for your loved one. You are caring for them, and yes, you love them, and yes, you say that's your responsibility, and yes, you don't want to do it. And then but I don't want people to feel guilty if they're the people who have to choose to say, I got to put mom in a home, or I have to put dad or uncle or grandmother in a home, because everybody gets to make that decision without any condemnation. Nobody should feel like they let somebody down. So I want to make that clear too, even though I would hope I would choose to take care of my mom if I had to go live with her or her with me. And I do do a lot of stuff for her. So that's hard to me to have to be able to make that decision. I know people who have had to make it. So what is the toughest thing out of everything that you have to do? What is the toughest part of it?
Oh well, it's you just the Lord will make a way somehow. So you gotta kind of pray about it first. And in the book I said understand the assignment. So you got to be honest. You got to know woman know thyself. I think that might be a play or something. But you got to look at yourself. And if you're not the type, like I would say, rubber gloves is your best friend. You got to do some changing. You got to do some messy work. Now, and if you know in your heart and your mind and your soul that you are not that person, that you are not going to get up at whatever hour, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning sometimes, and work it, get somebody calm down or go to the bathroom break or whatever. You got to understand the assignment, and it's not for everybody. And also, there's some people with medical conditions and situations and things going on. Their oxygen, if you know this is a lot, then there's some wonderful places you can do the research. That's what I say in the book. Don't reinvent the wheel. There's an app for that. You get like the organization that did the unforgettable. You look around, you find some help, say help, and you throw out the lifeline, and you find and plan ahead. Like you look around your neighborhood, and if there's a nice place that mama or daddy or sister or brother, whoever can be at, then go visit and see how they like it. And don't feel bad, because not everybody, if you're there and it's your house, or if you have to pack up and move somewhere else, you may not want to do that. You may not be able to if it's your job financially. So don't feel bad, because it's not for everybody. And some of the folks that work in the facilities and they are trained. Now it's hard to find the right mix sometimes, but you get a nice helper, you get a nice place where and especially if grandma or whoever if they're like me, they like to be a social butterfly. There's eligible bachelors around. There's what you call it, post. You can play games. They probably have pickleball nowadays. You can play games, you can play checkers, you can read the newspaper, you can watch the news, go to movies, go to Target. They got a van that'll take you see your doctor. And some of them are just like a resort. I have a friend, she ain't even, I think she just turned 55, and she moved into a retirement place because she liked the food and she didn't like to cook. So she got us 3 meals a day and didn't have to clean up her house neither. They come and clean up your little apartment for you. So if your person is well enough to get into a place and it's a good fit, because I tell you, I even tried, they have senior daycare. Now that sounds like an insult, because who gonna tell grandma you got to go to daycare? But I tried. My friend took her daddy there, and he had Alzheimer's, so rather he didn't want to go, but she said, no, this is your job. So he would stand at the front desk and check people in and watch everybody. He thought he was going to work every day. And so he was just as happy to go to the daycare every day, because he thought he was working there. But we went to one, and I tell you, it wasn't the place for us, because they were watching The Price is Right, and everybody was just kind of sitting around looking low and sad. And I said, well, now we can watch The Price is Right at home. So me and the stay-at-home choir, we do that. So you just have to pray about it. Don't feel bad though, because if you're not good at it and you don't have the time, the money, the heart to really be the best one, and not everybody is. Other people in the family, like one sister might be good at taking care of mama, and the other one be good at taking care of mama's money, and another be good at taking mama on vacation. You just have to figure out who's good at what.
Yep. That's how you manage. And then I want people to understand, even if somebody says, I don't need any help, I don't need anything, thanks for asking, do something, drop off some food, or, send some coupons to the spa or something. Just if it's put on your heart to do something, even though they say no, because I'm probably one of those people, I'm not going to ask, but I know I need help, because that's a lot for anybody to take on. And we know you love your loved one and all of that. Nobody's saying you don't. And if you have to make that decision to put them in a home or a place where they can be cared for 24 hours because you have to work, you're not able to quit your job. So just make sure those people are doing what they're supposed to do. And so I just really wanted to talk about that, because I know that is a part of your life. And I know you were writing that book to help other people. And I just don't think there are enough resources out there for people. It seemed like this just got on us all of a sudden, and we're scrambling to try to figure out the best way to do this. And is really no preparing you, because it literally can go from one day of being okay, like any trauma, to the next day is not. So that's why it's
Yeah. That's right. That's why you might have an overnight, like my loved one. My friend calls her speed racer, because she got in the car one day and just went all around and ran into the hot water heater at the house. And they were, oh my goodness. And if you ask her what happened, it wasn't her, and she was mad to the last day when you had to take away their driver's license. But sometimes you wake up one day and you say, oh my goodness, we can't leave Auntie so and so home alone. And so you just have to kind of adapt. You got to shift, you got to pivot, and then you just pray for all the right people. And what I tell people, me being the one at the home, I like to stay at home. I was a stay-at-home mom. I didn't even have any children. I just like to stay at home. That's why I will stay at home for any occasion. So that's okay. I don't mind. But every now, like some of my friends say, oh, you too busy. Oh, you got your hands full. I'm like, girl, I still got my phone. Give me a call and let me just chit chat with somebody who's, going to talk to me on the regular level. I like to chit chat. I got time to chit chat every now and then. Just call me up. Or even if you know somebody who's taking care of somebody and they at home, like Monica sent me an invitation to the play, and she checked in on me when she's in Los Angeles, and you called me to be on the show, and we worked it out. We can
work it out. So what has Miss Etta Mae Mumphries been up to? Are you dating, or is there somebody you got your eye on? Have you tried to catch somebody tried to catch you? I mean, what's going on in that dating area?
Oh, bless you for Loretta. I tell you, the other day I was chasing away arthritis and trying to get Ben Gay to come home with me. That's about it. I will tell you that. I'm just, I'm so single. The Bible says, wait on the Lord and be of good courage. And I tell folks, you are looking at the most courageous woman this side of the Mississippi. I just been waiting on the Lord. I tell folks, I've been waiting to exhale so long. Loretta, I've been waiting to exhale so long. I just call it asthma, but it's all right. It's okay. I got a ring on every finger but the right one. And I want Beyonce, I showed her this and she just ran with it. All the single ladies, y'all, the whole, with that Renaissance happened, all those folks running around here with the glitter on going to that. And I just tell folks, you know what? I pray for Beyonce and the whole family, James Z and the little girl, what's the daughter's name? Red Vine. What's her name? Red Vine.
Blue Ivy.
Oh, thank you. Blue Ivy. Thank you. I knew it was a color and something that grows. But but anyway, I saw all the people going to the concert, and I just been waiting to exhale. But I'm waiting on the Lord, and Valentine's Day's coming up another again. I got a few months, and I don't. They closed down the senior, the what do you call it, the access van, so I couldn't have made my way to Cougar Town even if I wanted to. They could say I'm a cougar, but I'm not a cougar anymore. I'm a saber-toothed tiger. I'm beyond that, prehistoric. But I'm having a good time. Silver
saber-toothed tiger.
I'm not a cougar anymore. I graduated, so I'm a saber-toothed tiger. Prehistoric. But I've tried, just as long as he's not living in Forest Lawn, I meet a man somewhere when the Lord says the same. That's all. And how about you, young lady? I don't know about you. You're so pretty. Y'all making it you just looking so pretty. Last time we celebrated your birthday, I remember that.
It was a birthday celebration. We had to do it online, and you were so gracious because of the pandemic, because of COVID. We weren't going anywhere. So I got me a hotel room, and Monica set it up so people from around the country could use their talent and bless me. And you were on there, and I'm still laughing at that stuff. And Nicholas, my son, Nick Nova, he still loves it when you were talking to Kirk Franklin.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to talk about Kirk Franklin because I saw that special he did about his father. When I thought that was so beautiful. He did that so beautifully, and I admired him for. That's why we got to share our stories, because you never, like when I talk about caregiving, never know who's going through something similar. But he, when he was younger, Kirk Franklin, he said, Etta Mae, he talked to me because I'm the Black Forrest Gump. So he said, I want to write a song and praise the Lord. He said, I want to step for the Lord and I had to tell. I said, Kirk Franklin, you got so much going on, and God has blessed you so much. You better not just step, honey. You better hit it harder than that. You better stomp. And oh, he wrote that song. We love that song. It's still going on. Never gets old. He wrote that song. He never looked back. And the rest is history.
And the rest is,
And
oh
the
my
rest,
God.
that's right.
Honey, I'm telling you, so I was gonna ask you this, and I know you gotta go because you got a lot going on, but I wanted to ask a couple more questions before you go. One is, I know you do events, you do any kind of event, but what's that one event that you said, don't ask me to come and show up? Please don't ask me to come and perform at this kind of event.
Well, I will do a funeral. I will do a funeral. I'll do a wedding because, you want to commemorate the people, and it's good to laugh over on the other side of this side. Love and death, it's all the same. But in fact, I'm getting ready. I'm doing in here in Pasadena. It's a beautiful city here. I'm a little old lady in Pasadena, and we have the Rose Parade here, and then they have another parade. If you can't quite make it to the Rose Parade, right before they do it, they call it the Doodah Parade. Have you heard of it? It's the Doodah Parade, and it's like all these various and sundry people who just get out there with their dogs and the people. So I told them this year I'd do the Doodah, but I tell you, I don't like a parade because they got you walking, and on that one I might have to get a scooter. I'm not a big fan of parades because I like to see the people. I like to wave over there, but then after a couple of blocks, I'm pooped. And sometimes they want you to do the whole thing, and then new people, another block comes along, and the band's playing another, and new people, sweet. So I'm not too fond of parades, but I'll do them. I will do one if hopefully they'll give me a whole worn down horse or something to sit on. But other than that, I like everything. Tomorrow I'm doing a show down in South Bay here in the Los Angeles area for some women, and it's encouraging women. They're going to give their testimonies. A lot of the folks, they still slowly getting back together and all that. So this is a thing that I'm really looking forward to because it's a lot of ladies that are just getting together, praising the Lord, thanking him, asking him for things, fellowship, women's fellowship. That I love to do. I would go. I'm going all over the world. I love to do big ones and small ones. Churches is wonderful. I even do the comedy clubs as long as they got some Diet Coke or something for me to sip on. A glass of water.
Miss Etta Mae, I promise you, I go on your pages, your Facebook, I go on all your page and I watch you. And I feel so bad because I should be sending some donations because you lift me up. You have me cracking up. You have helped release countless endorphins to keep me happy and my soul satisfied. So I'm going to have to start doing that because I promise you, I love your Tuesday Bible scripture sharing when you're just hilarious. And then you feed our soul, you feed us and with laughter, but you feed us with the word and inspiration. So where do you go to be fed and to be lifted up? Because you give it to us all the time.
Well, let me just say, I've been, like I'm tooting your horn, I'm tooting Monica Renee's horn, but I got to give it up, push it up for Jesus, give him like this, whoop, because he's all that, and a bag of chips, like whoop, whoop. I try to get a whoop, whoop as often as I can. I'm not sure what this means, but I try. But yeah, and it's good cardio too. You got to work out and Wakanda forever, whatever, all that good stuff. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. The thing about the Lord, because I just started doing the video on YouTube I actually I did the very first one I did. One of my friends had a dog and I had a cat and they had a dispute and I had to do an apology to the dog on account of my cat. That was the very first video I ever did. And then I just started putting them out there little by little. And the Lord just gave me that ministry. And I love to do it when the Pandemic Express thing hit, COVID, whatever, Corona. When all that happened, I said, I got to step it up because all of us at home, and I appreciated all the good entertainment and the laughter. Like y'all say, laughter is medicine. I appreciated being able to watch other things. So I said, let me do my part. So it is such a blessing. I pray all the folks that watching Loretta Show, if you're not already on my YouTube channel, just go on over there and subscribe. I won't bother you, and I won't if you want to get a notification when I put up something, you will. If not, won't make a peep, just quiet as a mouse. But there's a lot of videos on there. They're all different. Some of them surprise, like the one that Monica put up today. I said, "Oh my goodness, I forgot I did that." It's not all time as though I'm not there yet, but some things they slip my mind. I say just slip my mind. But I may have fun. We used to go out to the beach all the time when I was living down in Redondo. Beautiful scenery. We see dolphins every day, so I used to film everything down there. Right here, we do things. The stay-at-home choirs, all TikTok. If you go on TikTok, we have quite a few. I'm surprised. I have to do some. What is it though? Like Taylor Swift had to rework her catalog. Sometimes I have to pull out some of my old songs and record them again, just because some of them are worth doing twice. And like Taylor Swift, I'll tell you a little story. She's out there in the news and everything, and she was writing a song, and she said, "Etta Mae, I want to write a song. I just want to take it off. And I said, "Wait a minute, Taylor Swift. Now you a role model. You can't tell the young folks take it off. Just tell them shake it off, shake it off, and shake it off." And she wrote that song. She never looked back, and the rest is history.
The rest is history. She wanted to say, "Take it off, take it off,"
because people listen to people like her. Those young girls, they think she's everything. But I tell her, just shake it off, and that's a good one, because we got to shake it, just like you got a bad. Isn't that right? We shake it off. So you know how to do that.
Oh my goodness. I know I gotta let you go, because I will sit here and just talk and laugh till I won't be able to. I'm just glad I don't have a show in the morning, because I know my voice is gonna be like, "No way, girl." But Miss, thank you for what you do. I want people to really book you. I'm going to be talking about this at the caregiver conference that I'm going to next week with the AARP, because they need to add you to the agenda. They need to add you to the agenda. So Monica and I are working on some stuff. But Miss Etta Mae Mumphries, will you please tell Karen Bankhead we said hello, and we're sorry she couldn't be here too.
Oh, she was like looking all excited, but it's okay. I took her place, so I'm standing.
You just took it, honey.
That's all right. She needs to go on. She's fixing dinner. But I appreciate y'all. And I see I got 5 in a few days. If I get on the Greyhound in a couple of days, I might be able to meet y'all at the conference. But please tell the folks I'm out on the streets again, so I can travel. I can do on the Zoom. I love to do any bit where I can bring a little laughter, warm up the crowd, bring in the comedy, introduce people. I love to do things like that. And I love it when people subscribe to all my channels on the internet. So please, thank you for letting people know about it. Thank you to you and Monica. I love you. You ladies are doing God's work, fighting the good fight, like my granddaddy Mumphries used to say. So bless you.
Thank you. No, you're fighting that good fight. You're just, even within the midst of what you're going through. Most people will say, "I just got to do this. I'm not going to go out here and worry about and entertain and make other people laugh, because you know what? I need that." But honey, your energy, your little fireball self is just. I'm gonna find me a guy to introduce you to, though. I'm gonna find Miss Etta Mae a boyfriend.
That's right. Well, I'm on Silver Singles. I'm on eHarmony. I'm on yes.com. I'm on Marry Me, Won't You Please? All the things. Just Etta Mae. Send them on. Send them.
Send them all. Okay, you're a doll. I love you so much. So we have to do this again too. But y'all, please, and I don't say this when I do my shows, but go like, subscribe, and share everything, that every social media, go and support her. She's pouring out, and she's just giving. I want people to know her and know her name. I want people to sign her up for some movies. I want her to be guest on some soap operas, on all kinds of stuff.
I want to do some commercials. I'm ready for my close-up. That's right. Speak it. I want to be the spokeswoman for somebody's business. So I'll be on the television every day, like that progressive, the guy code people like that. But I'll do it all. Like I said, I'm doing a parade next month, so I'll do it all. You know that.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. We love you, and call us if you need us. We're there for you. All right, everybody. So you know how we do in closing. Think positive, dream big dreams, help someone along the way, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.
Your life live today, like you